Way back when I first got my camera, my Nikon D200 camera and my 50mm lens, I took pictures of everything. And I had that camera with me all the time. And that camera is what I used to start Weekly 50. And way back in, I think it was October 2012, there was a chili feed at work. And I remember going from one building to the next on the morning of the chili feed at the Spears School of Business at Oklahoma State University. And I saw this mockingbird sitting on a bush, just like you see here. And I took a picture of it. And to this day, that's one of my favorite pictures I've ever taken because the colors are so rich and vibrant. And I was able to get really close to this bird with my 50mm lens. And it's one of those photos that I've thought about revisiting, but you can't just make wildlife do something for you. You have to be ready to capture wildlife on its terms. Well, there was one day shortly before Christmas, must have been mid-December. I was on campus. I think I'd just gotten out of a meeting or something like that, and I had my camera with me, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can find a mockingbird on that similar, in that area to see if I can make like a similar photo. And I'm not kidding. I saw this mockingbird in literally the exact same part of campus. I don't think this is probably about 20 feet away from where I shot that original more than a decade earlier. I had my D750 and my 105mm macro lens, which, in retrospect, it would have been nice to bring my D500 to get a little longer reach with the crop sensor, but this worked just fine. And this bird kind of flew back and forth a little bit to different parts of the bush, and I just tried to be patient and wait for it to let me take its photo. And eventually I got this shot that you see here, and it's almost like a 2.0 version of that original. And this is something I've been doing a bit more recently, where I kind of take an earlier composition and intentionally revisit it in some way, shape, or form to see what I've learned, or to maybe demonstrate the improvement in my skills over time. And that's definitely what is going on here. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Not only is the bird a little slimmer, clearly this bird is it's not a summer, like its feathers are fluffed up a little bit. It's got a big body, or it appears as though it has a big body because its feathers are fluffy. But the lighting is better, and the colors are nice and rich. You can see more of the bird. It's not sort of sunk low in the bush. But interestingly, even the background is kind of the same as the original. And that it was just so cool to be able to do this, to find this photo opportunity years later after the original, and be able to take it in such a way that it does make me think I've learned a few things. Incidentally, I do want to issue a disclaimer that this photo, it was cropped in heavily. And Adobe Lightroom has a feature, I think they call it like Enhance AI or Super Resolution or something like that, where you can crop in on a photo, but in doing so, you lose some of the detail. And it uses some sort of algorithm to restore some of the detail that is lost to kind of the pixelization that happens when you crop in. So I did do that here. I don't know. Is that cheating? I'm not really sure. To me, it's just, this isn't an AI photo that I said like, hey, Lightroom, create a bird for me. The original looked pretty good, but you could tell it was cropped a bit much, and you started to lose some definition on the bird. So I said, I thought, I have this tool available to me. I'll just click that enhance button, and that's what we have here. So I just wanted to disclose that.